Electric utilities, oil refineries, steel mills, automotive plants, America's industrial infrastructure. Unless you work in one of these facilities, you probably don't realize how much our country relies on them every single day. No major superpower could survive without the basic industrial services that they provide. They employ millions of Americans and pump billions of dollars into the national economy. Their innovations allow us to enjoy a standard of living that is the envy of the rest of the world. Each time you flip on a light switch or start your car, you have one or more of these businesses to thank for the privilege. But have you ever wondered why these backbone industries are so consistently successful? How do they continue to meet our ever-growing demands for quality and service without missing a beat, day in and day out, even during tough economic times? Leadership and planning have a lot to do with it, of course, but we often overlook one of the most important factors in the success of modern American industry: the Project Labor Agreement, or PLA. The PLA is a mutually agreed upon arrangement between labor unions and employers that sets out the terms and conditions of a particular job before work begins. Without a PLA in place, an employer must bargain separately with each union working on a project. If the skills of 8 local unions are needed to get the job done, that means 8 separate contracts with 8 different wage scales and work rules. But a PLA eliminates this headache by streamlining the process and allowing an employer to bargain with the unions collectively as a single unit. All of the unions agree up front to the same work rules and project governance, thus standardizing terms and conditions for all. One set of PLAs in particular, the National Maintenance Agreements, or NMA, is comprised of thousands of signatory contractors and 14 international building trades unions that represent more than 1 million trained, skilled, and safe workers. It has also played a huge, if largely hidden, role in the development and maintenance of our nation's industrial infrastructure. In fact, over the past decade, the National Maintenance Agreements Policy Committee program has realized more than 59 million work hours on average per year, and since its inception in 1971, has accounted for more than 2 billion work hours. As its name implies, the NMA is primarily used in the industrial maintenance and heavy manufacturing and construction sectors. To keep their sophisticated equipment in working order, utilities and large industrial facilities often call on one or more of the 2,000 signatory union contractors who utilize the program to get the job done right the first time. Entire electrical power units and boilers are frequently taken offline for retrofitting and upgrades, and a small army of skilled union workers is needed to erect scaffolding, well tubes, and pipes, install new wiring, and perform numerous inspections. Manufacturing plants rely on NMA contractors to service their automated equipment and keep the assembly lines moving. It's complicated, highly technical work, and one wrong decision or misunderstanding can cost millions of dollars and result in downtime. But there's more to the NMA than maintenance. The agreements are also used for numerous other activities, whether it's replacing and installing a 180-foot coker unit at a petrochemical refinery, modernizing manufacturing facilities, or converting a power generation station from coal to natural gas. Since 1971, the program has also played a significant role in strengthening the cooperative relationships between labor unions and management. The founders of the NMAs were acutely aware of the long-term conflict and animosity that existed between the two factions. When the first agreement was drafted in 1971, the Founding Fathers made sure that the guiding philosophy behind it was one of tripartite cooperation between the 3 major elements of any industrial maintenance or construction project: the end users or clients, that is, the companies that hire the contractors, the contractors or employers who hire the workers and plan and supervise the work, and the unions who supply the skilled craftspeople to get the job done on time and on budget. If you're going to use the NMA on a project, it doesn't matter whether you're an apprentice electrician or the contractor CEO. Three-way communication and a strong commitment to workplace safety is mandatory, not optional. The NMA provides a mechanism by which all three parties get together before work begins and hold a comprehensive tripartite conference to review the scope of work, run through the necessary safety procedures, and ensure that everyone is on the same page. Although it has had an enormous impact over the years, the NMAPC program still remains the construction industry's best-kept secret, an invisible engine that keeps the country's economy growing, its industrial base running, and its citizens working.